it's the end of February and the beginning of March, and I'm going to be putting together some of my planner using some planner pages that I've created, and I'm just going to kind of show you the process as well as some pages that I've made that are available on Etsy for sale. So as you can see, I have very much a DIY type of planner. And this planner, I just use these rings, and I use an arc punch here that I actually bought on eBay to go in and punch out the size I need. And I usually do a couple months at a time because these big thick rings do really well when you have more papers on them versus if you only have 1 month at a time on this big wide ring, then you're going to be experiencing a lot of papers falling off. I'd also recommend getting one of these laminated, maybe two, if not other dividers, if that's what you choose to do. And you could definitely do that with some of these pages that I have available. So I'm just going to kind of go through, show you what I have, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to set this up. So first, I'm going to go ahead and start with some chicken calendars. So this here is just, it is technically printed in color, but it was designed to be black and white. This is my chicken calendar for March and April. It's a sketch design. It is dated, and it's got Sunday through Saturday. I start the week on Sunday on these, and you can see the color printer was kind of fading there, so that's what that'll look like. But this edge here is kind of like a dark brown, black, and these are available on my Etsy store. And basically how I like to use these is just going in and writing how many eggs we get. So we have a farm. It is called Beecham Family Farm, and on the farm, we have chickens as well as other animals and stuff. But definitely with the chickens, we keep track of how many eggs we bring in, and it is really fun to see. You can kind of chart yearly if you do it a long term, and just see the trends in your chickens, and then compare maybe if you keep a record of what your food is. But just as an overall tracker, I use these types of calendars. And so that's what I went ahead and created. Here is my sketch design with the blank background, I believe it is, so it can be printed on white paper, and you still get a border here. I also have a color version which does not have a border, and this is actually more of the sepia toned is what I was going for. So this one here would work well if you have a beige paper or tan paper or any color paper really, and you just want to put this print on it, and you can print it off at home through your printer with any color paper, or if you have just basic white paper, which is pretty readily available here. So that's kind of the way I designed it, is so that I could easily print it off at home. And you can see here the coloring is a little bit of a brown and a beige. And again, these are my sketch chicken calendars. It's the same design as this, just a different color background and no border. And then the last chicken calendar I have available to record your egg count is this one here, and this is called my watercolor design. And this one is probably my favorite because I think it's so pretty and delicate and everything. So it's a watercolor tan background, a couple floral elements and stuff, and a mother hen with her baby chick, and little balloons that are watercolor print. And it is dated just like these sketch ones are. And again, how I saw them used when I was going through creating them, as well as how I use them myself, is just to record the number of eggs that we get in a day. Another use you can use these as is just as your regular standard monthly calendar. So this is just a basic one that I printed off of, I want to say it was Canva. You know, it's just basic monthly calendar. It's got your simple sections of notes and to do, but you don't need that. And then again, the dates here. And but that's pretty basic. It's kind of boring. So if you want to add a little bit more style and design to your calendar or planner that you have, or you just want to keep track of your eggs or anything of that nature, then these are something I would recommend. So that is what I have for my chicken calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you, I'm going to hole punch them and I'm going to put them into my planner. And I'm going to do it for all of them so you can see what that'll look like. So this planner here is a standard print size, standard paper size, and this is just an arc hole punch that I bought off of eBay, and you just go in and you punch it, and it's not the binder type of punch. This is for rings, so you can slide them on. And I believe you can do up to 5 to 10 pages at a time. But you can see, you know, when you hole punch them, they line up really well when you print them off this way. Typically, it's just your standard feature on the printer. Same way. So it is not crossing into your calendar at all. And there we go. So that is what I'm going to do with those. And just go ahead and put March here because this is my standard monthly, and then my chicken tracker. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Like I said, these do a lot better, as you can see, I got stuck on this arc hole punch. They do a lot better when you have a lot more papers to add. Because you can just stack them in like that. So there's this one. Just going to slide that in. Gives it a little bit of color. And it is a fun way to go ahead and track your chicken egg production, which, you know, is especially critical now, seeing as inflation has happened, food prices have gone up, and you're wanting to make sure that you are running things most efficiently. So I'm going to go ahead and set these aside and show you the other pages that I have. Alright, so since I make my own calendar here, and usually I just have it folded so it's like a one-sided notebook, it will get better the more pages I add. I've gone ahead here and I have a two-sided basic column. It's a vertical type of column type of planner page here. And how these work is you have, let's say, okay, March is Wednesday the 1st. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. So this is my month of March. I'm just going to put it up here. March 1. So that's March 1. So how this is going to work is I'm going to hole punch here. No, sorry. So this is March 1. And how I'm going to do this is sometimes I don't print on this back side, but I was kind of in a hurry this morning and I just printed off, flipped it quickly, didn't really think much of it. So just to conserve ink. So how these work is these are designed so that when you open them, you have your full week spread like this. So you end up hole punching along here on the Thursday and along here on this Wednesday. Or if you just print off a whole big stack of them, it's all with Thursday out. So that is what I'm going to go ahead and do. Print, make sure my Thursdays are all up. So I had to do these in a couple different batches. No big deal. Make sure I got the one I want first. Alright. On Monday, Thursday. Alright, go ahead and hole punch these. Using again my arc punch. If you can find them used, definitely the way to go. More cost efficient. Yep, just simple. And you can see my printer here kind of printed it off a little crooked. So it started off not in there and then it kind of goes in there. But overall, it's not a big deal because this side is not the side I'm right on this page. That's why I chose it, because this is the straight side. And you can see when your paper is actually straight in your printer, like it should be. Like mine apparently wasn't there. It lines up really well along here. So that's what we're going to go do for my rest of this. Okay, so now that I have that all hole punched, what I'm gonna go do is date this according to March, and then I'll put these in the back behind my March calendars. Ugh, all that's coming off. Okay, so March 1 is gonna go there. Thursday is the 2nd. So I'll just go ahead and write my dates here. You can see with this one, how I have this set up is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's top to bottom. For me, I have it sectioned in home, work, and school. Home is for any personal home things that need to get done, any cleaning zones that we're working on, or anything that needs immediate attention or a note taken down. Work is for any of our farm work, any of my Just Design work, any of the Just Company work, anything that needs to get done is going to get jotted in there as notes. And then finally school. It's not school for me. I'm already well done and graduated, but I homeschool my kids and I like to keep a record of topics or events that we're doing so that I have that all recorded. So that's how I formatted this, and so it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is all vertical. I like the way that looks. It helps me see. And then Thursday and Friday are also following the same thing. Saturday, we don't typically end up doing any school on Saturday, so it's not common practice. So I just have home and work. And then Sunday is our free day. So Sunday I don't have any specific category. That's just any special things going on, anything we need to take care of on that day. So I'll go ahead and date that. Flip the page over. And I like to, just to make sure when I'm flipping my calendar around, I like to make sure I put the month on there because it keeps me in check. And this is going to be, that's 5, this is 6, 7, Oops. Well, you can already see I forgot to get my sundae down here. So just gonna cross that off. I'm not terribly picky about how it looks. I usually really just like to write in a black pen and keep it simple, because more importantly, I remember it when I just write it down. So as long as I'm writing it down, I typically will recall it versus just using my Google Calendar, which I also use a lot for like reminders and special things. But again, there are tasks that I need to remember, and I cannot remember it so well if it is not something I write down. So that's why I write it down. March 20. So a lot of times how I will print these out is so that I have enough for that, and then I'll leave the back side blank, just to save ink, really. So this one I'm not going to date that because I'm going to stick my April pages in there. But here I will write that this is April 1 and 2. So then we have all of this. So again, it's probably going to throw me off because I left that blank. Go ahead and turn this. And I already had the March one printed, my basic calendar. But I'm going to go ahead and add my April here. Dating, it might tell me. Just lay that one on top. It's so much easier to slide it in like this versus the singles. And I really need to get a back cover laminated. I need one. Okay, now we are on Saturday the 1st. I will replicate, just because I double printed it. I won't necessarily always do that, mostly just because I double printed it. perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in. Alright, and now I have room to go ahead and put in my May at the end of April so that I know I need to go in and print off more pages. So, to do first for May, print more planner pages. You don't have to do it in sections like this. This is just how I've been doing it so far this year. As I kind of grow my planner and customize it the way I want, adding in pieces that I like and just really doing what's working for me. Sometimes I used to get annoyed with the big thick planners when you're carrying around this thick heavy thing when you only need a few. And then other times, you know, as you can see, these don't stay on with these little bits of paper. So I would have had to get, well, I do still have some of these smaller rings, just not enough. I'd have to get more of these smaller rings to do a smaller planner, but right now I'm just trying these bigger rings, mostly because I got them on sale, and I wanted to try them out and see if this would fill my need. I don't know. I didn't know at the time. So far I'm liking them, other than them not working well with the small. They do a lot better when you have these bigger stacks of paper here. So this is going to be here. Go ahead and put this in for me. Well, Marla, I'm just going to lay it because I'll add it with the rest of them. Let's see what we got here. So this is going to be printing off a few of these. So, okay. This is a grocery and meal list that I've created to use for meal prep for your weeks. For me, I very much like to have things kind of on one page. So when I am grocery shopping, sometimes I forget maybe that I need something for like 3 different meals. And so I might write the name of it here and give it a number or a letter. You could assign it, let's say cream cheese, assign it with an A, and then everything you need your cream cheese for your meals that you've got planned, you put an A next to it so you remember what it is that you needed. Plus, you also know if you need to buy it or if you already have it. I tried to, work with things along the same category and group, especially with groceries getting more and more expensive. We try to eat along the same similar meals, so that's why this isn't a humongous section. Never really needed the huge full pages of groceries and then what's in my pantry and fridge and then all this meal prep. How I also do this, because I use different recipes, I home cook almost all of my meals due to my food sensitivities and stuff. So what I do is I might write maybe what the dinner is going to be, and then in parentheses maybe where I'll find that recipe, or the other method that I have used is I have printed this off and put it in my binder. So I have a binder of recipes and stuff. So say I'm working on a lot more binder pages, or if there's a book I need, I can maybe write a note. But mostly if I'm working on the loose leaf pages that I put into a binder, I'll go ahead and print this off and put this in front as my leading page, and then I'll put all the recipes I need right behind it directly. So it is pulling it out of order, but it's only temporarily, so I can quickly find the meals that I'm going to be cooking. That has also worked. So you don't necessarily need to keep it in your planner if it doesn't work for you. You can keep it in a recipe book, or you can make your own recipe planner. And so I've kind of done a combination of that here. So for this though, I'm just going to go ahead and hole punch them and put them, I'm going to probably go ahead and put them in the front of each week, maybe as breaking it up. So these I start on Sunday, my weeks in my planner end on Sunday, mostly because that's my reminder that I need to sit down and plan. Usually I do all my planning on Sunday, so I don't have to do it on Monday like I am today, but some things, some things come up, and that's how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hole punch these and put them in between each of these. So I'll have them, I'll have them like in there, but then it breaks my week up, and I don't necessarily like that. Maybe, okay, I got a better solution. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hole punch a couple and put them in front here, right behind my really wanted that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put some meal planners after each month. So we have 1, 2, let's see how many weeks we have. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And 1, 2. I think I only printed off 8. So we'll do about 4 each. And what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put these in my planner, and then as I plan, I'm going to pull them out and put them in my meal binder, which will help me to stay organized, but also kind of work as I go instead of just relying on one dedicated time to plan out a whole week's worth of meals. But again, it's really helpful, especially with food prices being expensive. To be able to see what you have and how you can maybe apply it to all of your meals across the whole week, if that's how you like to plan things. That's how I like to plan things, is a week in advance for meal wise, just because there are fresh things that you have to buy every week, and that's just how it goes. So this is going behind this monthly. This one, you need to put April here. Wait, did I just screw that up? I think I did. Yes. No, I did not. Oops. Okay, my chicken, my meals. I need to jump back to this way. Plan. Aha, there's where I was looking for. Put the push you all in. But before I do that, let's go ahead and talk about this last thing. So I've mentioned that we also have a farm, and there's a really great extension office here for agricultural needs in Tennessee. East Tennessee area. So I've gone ahead and I printed off the months. Well, honestly, I printed off this task for February just to make sure I'm not falling too far behind, if at all, hopefully not, on my gardening. And I was just going to put this in at the end of February before my monthly for my March. But this is really great. I did not make these. These were provided online for free. I can include a link for it. Especially helpful when you're in East Tennessee, but they are color coded, which you can see better if you print it off in color, or if you're just looking at it online. I've just gone ahead and printed it in black and white, but they color coded it per west, east, middle Tennessee, that kind of stuff, because temperature varies a little bit here. But they include maybe some tasks for your garden that you're supposed to be working on, some helpful tips, and then notes for pretty much like every day of what you should maybe be considering doing. So today is Monday the 27th. They actually don't have anything recorded here. Tomorrow, there's a little note. If you have caneberries, remove canes that fruited the previous season, then thin the rest. And that's just kind of a reminder if you're gardening and you need little helpful hints. So I thought that would be a really great addition to my planner, since I am gardening and working towards building more onto our garden here on our farm. So this one is for March. Gone ahead and printed that. I believe I printed all the way, because they have one for every single month, and most of the days they have something to do. I believe I went and printed all the way to the end of June. You can see this one for June, and this is why, because it shows you different fungicides and stuff. So just as good helpful information that you can read and put into your planner as well. And I'm not the type of person that likes to keep a separate planner for all my tasks. The only exception to that might be that I do have a homeschool calendar binder, so that I can record the days and maybe any special projects that they're going to be working on. Mostly because that involves this kind of hole punch for this, and that involves a 3-hole binder hole punch. I don't know, in my mind it was just easier to keep it separate, but I don't have to. But overall, I like to keep all my stuff together because my mind is bouncing from one project to another, to another, to another, and this just kind of helps me give myself little reminders constantly, as well as make sure I'm staying on task of all the things that I need to stay on top of. So I'm going to go ahead and punch these and add them in. So again, I'd highly recommend checking with any extension office for where you live, for agricultural business and needs and means and whatnot, for any information, resources, really any of that kind of stuff, because it is wonderful. So here's how I'm going to do this. Let's see. I have, so that's going to be at the end. This will be for now. This is my March. Yes, this is my March. I'm actually going to go ahead and put them in front of my grocery list. Not my February. February out. These in here. February, I'm going to go ahead and flip back forward. So I've already rearranged that section, and as you can see, I like to hold things off with a binder clip that I don't need any more of. And I'm kind of, I don't know, sometimes these pages are like little diaries, so I don't know if anybody else is like that, but you just kind of want to, oh, that was sweet, oh, that was cute, oh, like, for example, I have one planner where I put in there, all the different appointments I had for when I was pregnant with my second child, and it's just kind of cute to see. I'm not fancy though, I don't add stickers and stuff like that. I just like simple black and white. I do like some color on the pages and these kind of things, but I don't like to spend the time overly decorating them, just because I don't find it really enhances my ability to remember it all. So by simply writing it down, it helps. So I'm just going in, sorting, and I will include different links here for you to see the different pages that I have available for you to purchase and use, and I really do love seeing how people put them to use and use them in their planner. And again, you don't have to DIY any of your planner. You could just use these as add-ons. I have lots of people that do that. Just to their already pre-made planner and stuff. That's why I kind of chose this layout and format and type. Obviously, I like the happy planner style with the binder clips that can easily pull in and out different pages. But I wanted to try my hand at doing a DIY one instead, and just seeing if I like it. But clearly, I think it's obvious what I have used in the past and I have really liked, just based on these circles here, the way I bind it together. And I've used not the planner pages, but the menu plans and the chicken calendars for those planners, and you can add them. I have different sizes available, just to make it a little more versatile for everybody. So, just going in and plopping these in. Make sure I have everything I need for the next 2 months, at least. Granted, I'm sure things will pop up. And I like to use binder clips to put in separate pages, but also add in bills or important letters or pieces, notes or something like that that I need to take care of and pop in. So I have that all the way to May. Put the rest of these like that. It's not going to stir in there. I really need another laminated page. I might have that tomorrow. Just to keep it more set together. Alright, so go back to March. Here. So, back at March. Let's see. So I know I can go ahead and get started planning. And yeah. That's where I'm going to leave you at with that. So there we are. That's how I'm kind of set my calendar up in a DIY fashion using some of the printables available on Just Design on Etsy. So thank you for watching, and happy planning.